this car, this Reliant, will be running before next weekend. Right. I'm trying to be positive, Honestly, like, I don't think you guys understand how dangerous this thing's gonna be. It's gonna have a better power to weight than a GTR. So before we start this video, which I'm extremely excited to do, there's one thing we kind of rushed when we took the Motorbike engine out, and I didn't really do much of a health test of the engine. So I think let's do one now. It looks like Carly doesn't work on a motorbike engine swapped Robin Rialto, but Carly does work on every single car which has OBD2. So I think this is a perfect time to check out my new X5, which I've just bought, which my friend sold to me. Let's see if he's sold me a lemon or no. Now, Carly is an OBD2 scanner with manufacturer level diagnostics, and it fits in your pocket. Now, not only can you read and clear codes, you can check live data, you can code hidden features into the car, you can do a used car check, and so much more. Now, my X5 drives absolutely brilliantly. I've just done a huge road trip in it, and it's showing absolutely no signs of any problems or no engine management light issues. But Carly has actually shown 2 issues with the throttle actuator. Now, using their smart mechanic, it shows you what the code is, what the potential problems if you don't get it fixed, and how you can actually go about fixing it as well. You can use live data. Now, here are all the parameters which I can actually look at for live data on the X5. And you can actually do hidden feature coding as well. You can actually do a used car check. Now, this actually looks if any mileage has been tampered with or there's any discrepancies, and it actually shows you the driving behaviours from other owners of the car. So thanks to Carly, I actually seriously found an issue with this X5 that I didn't know occurred. There's clearly something wrong with the throttle actuator. If you want to try out Carly, there's actually a discount code on the screen and a link in the description. So go and click them and start having a read of your car, because everything might seem fine, but there might be a problem waiting there to happen. So thanks, Carly, for sponsoring this video. Let's get on with the Reliant. So yes, hello everybody. I've got a few things before we actually start the video. First of all, I've been having trouble hearing out of this ear for like years. I've just gone and got my ears syringed. I'm not sure if you've ever done it, but you need to go and do it. For what I saw that come out of my ear, you need to go and get that done. Honestly, it was, I know you don't want to hear this, it was like a olive that just come out of my ear. I couldn't believe it. So I'm actually hearing, it feels like I've got surround sound. It's so weird. So I might be in a better mood because of that. But also, I need to bring up something else as well. In the last video, someone commented and basically said, "Look, Lee, you're being a miserable one." And the thing is, I actually have been being a bit of a miserable one. I've been stressed out. I've moved down here. I'm getting worried about life. I'm getting worried about bills. I've never had a unit and this much rent to pay in my life. I've been getting stressed out about stuff. And it's coming across on the camera, and I'm coming across as a bit of a fucking miserable one. I'm not going to lie. And I'm not a miserable one. And I definitely don't want you guys to feel like a miserable one. For me, feeling like a miserable one. God, that's a lot of blanking out I've just done editing. Thanks, editing, Lee.
You're welcome, filming, Lee. You're welcome.
But today, I actually set a goal with these guys in here, and I said, this car, this Reliant, will be running before next weekend. And then I got COVID, so I've been absolutely so ill for about a week. I don't know, I might have to push back on my deadline, but we need to crack on with this nonetheless. So we've actually got the body off thanks to the couple of guys in there. I don't know. Oh, hang on, I'm on something here. Oh, easy. Is that got wire? It should be. Yeah, wire. Oh, just pull it. It's just the. Yeah, is it heavy? It is. Heavy. I'll do. And right now, I'm going to get the welder out. It's the end of the day here, but it's the start of the day for me. So we're going to get the welder out, and we're going to start, and we're literally going to finish up all the engine mounting on this. So we need to drill some holes, we need to weld up the whole frame, and ideally paint it all as well and prime it all. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start literally putting the engine back together. So one thing we need to do is we need to change the clutches for 2 reasons. One, there's a lot more weight in the car than there is in the bike. So there's going to be a lot more stress on the clutches. And 2, the guys at MK said this, they said to uprate the springs, because obviously we're going to be using it on a foot, whereas it's meant to be used on a hand. So like you can pull this clutch, well, look, that's the clutch on and off. Like, it's so light, so we want to make that as stiff as possible, otherwise it's going to feel terrible when we're pulling the clutch with our feet. So yeah, that's our job for this video. We're going to weld up all the engine mounts, get them painted, get all that done, put the bolts in, drill the holes out, get all that ready to go, and then we're going to start attempting to do the clutches. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take off, oh my god, it's so weird being able to hear out my dad is here. We're going to take off our removable frame. So we are going to be drilling, actually no we're not, because we need to drill 2 holes first. So in this bit it's tacked on here, but that's just so it didn't move when we was moving the car. So what we need to do is, we need to drill 2 holes through this, and then that's where we're going to put our bolt. So once we've got that bolt lined up, we can take this A-frame off, because right now it's just tacked. It's tacked in here, and it's just tacked on this here. So we need to get that off, get that in the vise, and first and foremost weld that up. That's going to be the easiest thing to weld because it's 2 thick pieces of metal. What's going to be more difficult is welding the frame to the chassis, because the chassis is literally like 1 or 2 mil thick, and this is like 5 mil thick, or it's like 3 or 4. So we need to kind of make a pool on that metal and push it in. I'm not going to talk too much welding stuff, but first of all, let's just get the drill. The first issue here is that I'm not going to be able to get the drill straight on these, so I'm going to have to drill from the bottom, which isn't a big deal because I needed to flip this on its sides to get all the welds from underneath anyway. So yeah, let's try and flip this on its sides. I'm not sure how well this is going to go, but I'm going to give it a go. Okay, I forgot to press, what's that now coming out of there? Is that coolant coming out of the engine? Oh, it's coolant, thank God. I forgot to press record, but we're on inside. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drill 2 holes through the bottom, and I've got to go through all those 4 plates, which might be a bit difficult because it's how thick the plate is, but it is what it is. I've got to get it done. Right. So that's 2 8mm bolt holes drilled out. I'm not sure which bolt holes are going to go. I'm going to go 10. I would like to go 10mm. But we have a bit of a problem on the other side. So my issue is I've not got a ton of material. I probably could have done that a bit straighter, to be fair. I've not got a ton of material over here. This side's fine, I've got plenty, I can move the bolt hole away, but I'm quite close to the bolt hole there. I am central, well, kinda, but it's going to be a bit of an issue that, because we're going to have welds here as well, so I'm going to have to weld that and then literally grind it flat and straight for a bolt to go through. That's going to be a bit tough. Most of the welding on the top is actually done. I say most of it's tacked in. Most of on the top is actually pretty much done. So we've literally just got to come underneath and finish them off. There's a bit of a gap here as well, which we're going to try and fill with weld. But we're going to do here, 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 just before we take the frame off. We need to do inside here as well. Now, I'm not too good at welding at all, but I'm pretty sure I'm the last person to use this machine, and I kind of know what it's set at. So we're going to go from there and just take our time and just go from there and take our time. Important bit for your weld is to clean it off. So we've got like a stone grinding disc here. I'm literally just going to clean off both surfaces, what we're welding to and what we're welding to that. Right, so I've got it on a setting which I used last time. I don't know how it's going to react because this is totally different metal, but I'm just going to go from here. If it starts blowing out, turn it down. If I feel like it's just not hitting, getting hot enough, turn it up. Simple as that. There's not really, obviously you learn to use a new welder, and I've not learned that yet. So let's just send it. Let me get some gloves. Literally feels like I've not got any gas. Mate, there's no fucking gas in the welder. I'm trying to be positive, but things like this just get on my nerves because this needs to be done. Right, we've got some new gas. Let's send it, boy. Okay, I'm pretty sure I've got all of them from underneath now, so I'm pretty sure I can drop it down on the floor and just get the rest from the top. I actually did a lot more with just like this. I thought I'm just gonna send it. So I'll show you some that I'm not proud of, and then I'll show you some others which I'm really not proud of. So I've got some here which which I'm not really proud of. But like, it's strong, it is what it is. It's quite hard to get, it's a new welder and I don't really know what I'm doing, so yep. And then I'll show you some, and there's like some over here. Here there was a big gap, so I actually had to bridge the gap. So that actually looks okay, to be fair. Again, I could make these look a lot pretty by cutting them down. As you can see, I've already started to grind this one flat here, but I honestly don't think I'm going to be bothered doing that because there's just no point. There's something really not proud of. And it's like these in here. I just couldn't get in there very well, especially up in here. Like, that was really hard to get in there with the gun, I'm not going to lie. And then same again here. It was just really difficult to get up in there. They're not too bad, like I say, they're strong, they'll do, it is what it is. But let's drop it on this floor and just finish the rest off. And we need to figure out what the hell we're going to do with this bit, because trying to get a bolt through there is going to be difficult, especially when I've caked it in weld. As I said, I don't even know if this car is actually legit going to get an MOT or see the road. I don't think it's going to. Obviously we're going to drive it, but I might just have to like do it on like private land or something, because I don't know, I don't even know if it's a good idea taking this into the public space, because honestly, like, I don't think you guys understand how dangerous this thing's going to be. Like, this is going to have a better power to weight than a GTR. Not only is it going to feel faster than a GTR as it is going to be faster than a GTR. So like, it's going to be literally terrifying. And you know, I've welded it mostly together, so I don't know how I feel about that. Although, you know what? I think the fact I've welded it means it's going to be stronger, because whereas people will want to make it look pretty, I'm just worried about it actually sticking, so I'm blasting the living shit out of it. So I think it's going to be stronger with me welding it than most. Okay, it's back on the floor, and I've just gone over all the welds from the top. Oh shit, there's one more there I've got to do. We're going to take off this A-frame and just make sure everything's in the right position, everything's welded correctly, because I think there's one weld I need to get at the back, and I'm not going to be able to get that while the engine's in the car. So we need to jack the engine up, and we need to take this off. Right, so all the welding is done. All we've got to go really do now is just go around. This is all the boring shit. It's so annoying because this is all the boring stuff. I want to just get doing the fun stuff, but we've got to do it. So what we've got to do now, I've got some H primer here, and we're just going to wire brush everything, just to try to clean the welds down as much as possible, and we're going to paint them so they don't rust. But yeah, I'm going to do this quick, and this is that kind of stuff. There's just no point showing it on camera because it's so boring. So let me just get on with it. All right. Okay, this is where I'm leaving it tonight. I've got the right bolts there. That's all painted from the top. This is here just waiting to dry as well, so we've painted that kind of frame. It all bolts in nice and good and proper and happily and good. All we've got to do really is just wait for that to dry, and I'm going to flip this up and then just paint the underside, and then just when it's all dry, just do it all black so it kind of doesn't look like primer. And then I've just had a little bit of a look. On the clutches from EBC, and I don't have to soak them in oil, but I do have to smear them with what says on the box, recommended kick. Let me have a look, because I'm not really sure what that is and I don't want to mess it up. So these are the uprated clutches that we're going to put in, and they're wet clutches. It says here, these plates do not need to be soaked overnight, but it says these plates need to be lightly smeared with recommended drive case oil. I'm not sure what that means. I'm pretty sure that this engine shares the same gear oil and engine oil, but this says don't use full synthetic. It says here, I can't remember where it says, but it says on the box somewhere, don't use fully synthetic. So, okay, I'm not sure, but I've definitely read somewhere that it says don't use full synthetic. So I'm a bit confused as to which oil to use with these. So I'm going to do a bit of research, and as you can tell by listening, I'm sure I sound horrendous. I'm really ill, and I'm getting more ill the more I stay here. It's like 9 o'clock at night now, so I think I'm going to go home before I get really ill again. So I'll continue this shortly for you, but it's probably going to be tomorrow for me. Good morning. It is the next day. I learned a valuable lesson last night, and I remember when I was grinding or I was cutting down some of the weld, a little bit of it flicked in my eye. I'm going to make a long story short. I've had one of the worst nights of my life ever. So anytime I'm going to be grinding from now on, I'm going to be using some eye protection. People tell me this all the time in the comments. I'm the type of guy that's just like, just get it done, I've not got time. And yeah, it's serious. So I'm going to start using eye protection every time I'm grinding. So let's carry on. So what we need to do is this, everything's dry. So we can flip the chassis over. We've got to bolt the engine back in. So if we flip it over now, the engine's going to fall out. So I'm going to bolt this back in. This is the A-frame. We're going to bolt it back in, put it all up to the engine. Then we can flip the chassis up, get the underside with primer, and then we'll just blast it all with some black if I can be bothered. But to be fair, we can do that another time. It's not really a big deal. Right, it's up on its side. So I'm just going to prime it from underneath, and we're good to go. Right, I'm going to end this video here just because I don't want the videos to be too long, but I've literally got my bag of my ZX6R goodies and I've started to get everything out. So we've got the intake, the clocks, we've got the manifold over there. We started to get everything out, so in the next video I'm actually going to start bolting everything up to the engine. This is a difficult bit because I don't know how much to do when the body's off and how much to do when the body's on, if you get what I mean. So I've got to familiarise myself with the engines, can't remember the parts. But the next video is going to be a big video. We're going to start bolting everything back up, meaning we're going to be putting the intake on, the exhaust on, the wiring loom, and we're going to actually start getting it ready to drive. So I love you all, and we'll see you in the next video. I'm going to literally edit this one now, and then come back and film this. I'm going to be putting these videos up a lot quicker. So yeah, even though I feel terrible, I'm trying my hardest.